What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. When I go live, you especially want to be in on it, fam, because this is where we get an opportunity to interact. You see what I'm saying? We get a chance to interact, and come together. You dig what I'm saying? So make sure you, after you subscribe, you click that little bell next to your subscribe button so that you can get your notifications. Also, make sure that you select all notifications, otherwise you may not get any. If you don't select all notifications, you may not get any. So make sure you select all notifications. Going in, fam. So the inevitable happened. We got two Compton police officers who were shot, who were ambushed as they were sitting in their car. A man walked up to them. I don't even know if it's a man. The picture was grainy. It could have been a woman. Could have been a black person. Could have been a white person. Could have been a Mexican. Could have been an Asian person. Could have been an alien. We don't know who it was. But somebody walked up to him and opened fire. Bang, bang, bang. Shot him up. Now they're fighting for their lives. One of the officers is a 24-year-old male. The other officer is a 31-year-old woman. There is a manhunt, to say the least, for the shooter. It's important that I reiterate manhunt for the shooter, because unlike when a shooting happens in the hood, there is no manhunt. They just sit back and wait for the police to show up, or they wait for somebody to turn the person in, or wait for the person to turn himself in. They wait for people to give them evidence. They don't even try to solve the case in many situations. You look at Biggie and Pac, two of the most prominent people in the world at the time of their deaths. Gunned down, witnesses all over the place, people even coming forward, pointing people out, saying, I think this guy did it, this guy did it. And yet their murders are unsolved. That means that they didn't even make the effort. They didn't even try to solve their murders. They sat back, and I'm sure some of them sat back and was like, yeah, man, you heard about it? I bet you they were joking. In fact, I heard that there was some laughter when Pac was killed. They said that the police officers was laughing, after standing around laughing at joking and stuff. So with these situations, when a police officer is killed, the world is supposed to stop. And, police officer got killed, and, law enforcement uses all of their resources to catch the killer. They go in people's neighborhoods, they harass folks, they stop people driving down the street who ain't got nothing to do with nothing. They harass innocent people, they bust into people's homes. Everything to intimidate, shake down, and to disrupt, so that they can put out the message, don't mess with us, the cops, who we employ, our tax dollars pay for, but we get less service and less consideration than the people who work for us. Where else can you get that in the whole world, where the people you employ get more consideration and have more power than you have. Where else can you get that? Let's make something clear. Police officers do not work for the city or municipality that they're assigned to. They work for the people. This is why it's important that the people understand that we have rights and we should not be afraid to exercise our rights and to demand fair and equal treatment under the law. A badge and a gun does not give you the right to talk to people like they're children, talk to grown people like they're children. Tell people to shut up because you don't like how they're speaking. You don't like the tone of their voice. So you go upside their heads. Classic cases of abusers, right? So let's get back to this shooting. 2 cops ambushed in Compton. Word on the streets is this could be in retaliation to this executionist gang that is very known throughout the Compton area, throughout the greater Los Angeles area. This is something that has been exposed already. It's not even a secret. They're saying that there is a group of police officers, a gang of them. They call themselves the executioners. They kill, they rob, they steal, they brutalize the citizens of Compton. That's their hustle. So people are saying that this could be in retaliation of all of the killing that go on in Compton that's unreported, the robbing and stealing, the brutalizing. You know, think about it. For every case that we see that's publicized, there's probably another 100 or 200 that go unreported or that get swept under the rug. A lot of these officers all over the country, they take advantage of people in the poor communities. This is why when they come, they start working, they don't want to work in the neighborhoods where the rich people are. They don't want to work in those neighborhoods. That's boring. Ain't no action. They want to go to the hood and work, man. They're not afraid of us. They're not scared. That's what they say to get a pass after they do something egregious. They're not afraid of black people. Let's get that straight. They got the guns, they got the badges, they got the biggest gang, they got the backup, they got the government. If they can't handle it, they call in the military. They're not afraid of us. That's just an excuse that they use. Okay? So what I'm trying to figure out is why not this same energy, this same level of energy when there's a citizen, a common citizen killed? Why not the sense of urgency to solve the case? If police officers had a sense of urgency to solve cases anytime a common citizen was murdered, this country would be much better off. But, you know, then that would probably disrupt the whole prison pipeline thing they got going on. That's the prison hustle, you know. That could disrupt the whole idea of policing for profit, you know. You think about people getting profiled and pulled over all the time, just messing with people for no reason. Every single day, just on folks for no reason, rolling up on folks, disrupting people's lives for no reason, busting into people's homes, robbing them, killing them, assaulting people, doing whatever they want to do with impunity. So, word on the streets is, this is the result. And I'll tell you something else. I blame Trump. Trump has fueled the fire of division in this country, of racism in this country. He has fueled the fire. This dude is the worst of the worst. He didn't have nothing to say about George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, none of these people who were murdered. Modern day lynching. The moment some cops get ambushed, they're not even dead. He jumps on Twitter and starts calling them animals that need to be caught immediately, hit hard. Animals that need to be hit hard. I've never witnessed such blatant bias from a so-called leader. As soon as there's a situation where somebody who is considered to be a Republican is harmed or does something that they're being held accountable for, or people want to hold them accountable, he always takes their side. If it's on the Democratic side, or if it's a black person that has been wronged, or a black person that is fighting back, standing up for themselves, he has a problem with it. He cannot stand black people who stand for something. That's why all of the black people around him be buck dancers. They buck dancers. Every single one of them. They all fit a certain little mold, and they all in a certain little box. If you stand for something, if you call out injustice, he's gonna have a problem with you. Because Trump is corrupt. He is a rogue. He is a thief. He is a liar and a coward. 3 times dodged the draft. 3 times. Went on record saying his kids will never serve in the military. He said, he made some comments about his people serving in the military, and he said, what's in it for them? I don't understand it. Why are they going to war? Why? He was like, I don't understand it. What's in it for them? Now, this is the same guy that wants to make America great again. This is the same guy who calls himself the law and order president, but he violates all laws, and he's always out of order. But he's the law and order president. He one of those arrogant, narcissist type cats who got that mentality, do as I say, not as I do. All this money, all of this excess and access, that's for me and my people. This ain't for you. When I say my people, I mean not white people. I mean the elite, his people, his goons, the people he rock with. That's what this stuff is for. That's what the money and the access is for. It ain't for you. It ain't for the American people. I blame Trump for this shooting. I blame Trump, and I blame people who share his beliefs, including police officers who racially profile black folks and brutalize, murder, rape, insult. That's who I blame. Now, this ain't happening with the frequency that they're going to try to make it seem like it's happening, because they're going to blow it up. We need to have more respect for the police officers, and we got to come down on this. This is a threat to law enforcement. You know, they're going to try to make it seem like this is the worst. They're going to try to make this particular case seem like it was worse than 9/11. They going to blow it all the way up. They going to play this all the way up. Trump going to play it all the way up. We got to protect our law officers. We need more. We're talking about defund the police. This is why we need more police officers. We need money. Give us more money so we can hire more police officers so they can beat y'all asses. Give us more money so they can kill you. Give us more money, more money, more money. That's what this is about. They're going to play this all the way up. Anytime they take an L, they're going to play it up like it's the end of the world. They do this, and this is how they go in these back rooms and cut these deals overnight and pass this legislation to take more of our rights away from us and give cops even more impunity, more immunity. This is what's going to happen. They every time they take a big L, they go right in the room and start drafting up legislation. And Americans are so slow, so dumb, we think somehow that we're going to be more protected if they give police officers more immunity, or they punish people who harm police officers. If they punish people who harm police officers more severely, somehow we're going to be more protected. But the data says that's not true. The only thing that happens is that we lose more rights and more rights and more rights. And police become more emboldened the more they get away with stuff. The more that they get a chance to be treated like first-class citizens, and we're treated like second and third-class citizens. So I'm saying that if they're going to go and get excited about police officers getting shot, getting gunned down, getting ambushed, man, have that same energy when common citizens get gunned down. Give me the same energy. I think that's fair. Some people got a problem with that. Some people actually think cops are special. Some people think cops are more important than common citizens. How is that so? I don't understand it. It's just that they're human beings with faults just like everybody else. They got prejudices, biases just like everybody else. That uniform that they put on ain't no different than a uniform somebody would put on to go out and landscape. It's just a uniform. It don't make you special. You put the uniform on so people can easily identify who you are and what your purpose is. That's it. But they try to make it out of something totally different. I'm not with that, fam. I'm not with it. If the police had the law enforcement, members of law enforcement had the same amount of energy when black people got gunned down in the streets, get gunned down in the streets, and they had that same amount of resolve to go out and crack the case, hey, I'd be like, yeah, hell yeah. We got to get that bastard. We got to hunt him down. We got to get that animal and hit him hard. But that ain't the case. And I'm no fool. I don't think nobody is more special than I am. I don't think another human being's life is more special than my own life. Some people out here actually act like other people's lives are more important than theirs. Some people really think they got that mentality. They so brainwashed, they've been indoctrinated to believe that certain individuals' lives are more important than their lives. Even when it comes to celebrity. You know, I'm a celebrity myself, but I'm also a fan of certain celebrities. And I'm cautious about certain celebrities, even meeting certain celebrities. I won't even meet them because I'm a fan of their work or whatever, and I hear certain things about them, haven't really substantiated, but I hear enough stuff, then I'm more cautious. Like, I'd rather not meet that person than to meet that person and find out that that person is an asshole. And now it just ruins whatever work of art that they put out there, whatever type of, whatever they're known for or revered for. It just ruins the whole idea, my whole thought pattern. So I'll be like, you know, it ruins everything that I think about them. So I would rather not meet that person. The two times that I actually went against my own best judgment, I struck out both times. Two of them were straight assholes. And I'll tell you the names. Charles Barkley and Scottie Pippen. Straight up assholes. Straight assholes. So, I don't believe, because I look at people like, but if I want to meet somebody, if I admire a person's work and I really want to meet them, and I think they all right, I'll take the leap and meet a person. And then if they turn out to be an asshole, that's on them. And then I just won't mess with them anymore. I just cut them off and won't mess with them anymore. But ain't no way I'm going to look at them and think just because they do what they do, they're somehow better than me, just because of their profession, their field of work, that somehow they're better than me. And I had this mentality before the money and the fame. No way possible, man. We all breathe and bleed. We all breathe and bleed. Now, if some of these cats would, if these police officers could walk through brick walls, you know, if they could fly, I'd be like, oh man, hey, there's a police officer, man. You better be good, man. I'd be scared. I'd be scared to death. I'd be like, yeah, man, they are special. They different. They can fly. But you see what happened? For the ones out there who think that they're so special, that they're somehow that the badge and the gun and the uniform make them some type of superhero, like it makes them invincible. You saw what happened. Dude popped them bullets off. It went through their windshield just like it goes through our windshields, and it pierced their skins, and they bled, and they went to the hospital, and they're fighting for their lives just like any one of us would be. They're fighting for their lives just like any one of us would be doing. Their families are crying and worried, just like our families cry and worry when something tragic happens to us. So I'm saying that I want this same energy from Donald Trump as we get from everybody else. I want the same energy. I want that same energy. Give me the same energy. I want the same energy that they give to slain police officers, to police officers who are just sitting in the car, minding their own business, and then they get ambushed, their whole lives are disrupted, turned upside down. I want that same energy from the police when it happens to a common citizen. Otherwise, you can miss me with all of that shit. Miss me, partner. Miss me. They're going to try to make this seem like the world coming to an end. They take one L. Oh, the world coming to an end. Police coming out of all over the place, just zipping in. Shoo, cars everywhere. Choo, choo, choo. They jumping out. One cop jumped out and pointing guns at folks and stuff. See, that's that same mentality. He's so stupid, he don't even understand that it's that exact mentality that probably caused his fellow officers to get shot in the first place. So while these type of things don't happen frequently, they happen enough to cause caution. But the cops are so arrogant, they won't slow down. They just say, well, we're going to keep on doing it because it ain't going to happen to me. But the frequency level is going to go up. I don't think it'll ever be an all-out war on police officers. I don't think that'll ever happen, not in America. But I do think that there is enough bad energy out there that the police put out there. The police put the bad energy out there. They're the ones who kick off the dust first. They're the ones who kick up dust. I can tell you right now, somebody knows who shot those officers. And if the police were not so dangerous to the community and was not so disrespectful to the community, they would probably have that guy in custody right now. I can guarantee you that. Somebody knows who shot him, and they're not going to give him up. They're not going to give him up. This is where the police are going to have to actually come in and go do some actual work. They're going to have to like work now, use all the resources they got to try to actually solve a crime. Because if that dude is around people who are sick and tired of police brutalizing, murdering, raping, stealing, robbing from citizens, private citizens, they're not going to give them up. Keep in mind, fam, this is a culture in Compton. They have police officers. This is documented that they have a culture in Compton where they have police officers who have been accused of being a part of an execution gang. They go out and kill citizens. This is what they do. Everybody ain't gonna accept it. Everybody ain't gonna just take it laying down. Most of us in America, we're conditioned to accept it, but everybody is not going to accept it. And for those few times that people don't accept it, it is going to be grave consequences. All of these cops out here that are killing people, violating folks' rights and racially profiling people and making people's lives hard, they all contributed to this officer getting shot. Every single one of them contributed. And this is how slow they are. There will be a cop today that is going to try to take out their frustrations of that cop getting killed on private citizens, on private innocent citizens. They're going to go out there and be more aggressive. They're going to go out there and violate people, swing on people, shoot people, kill people. Thus, continuing the cycle, the vicious cycle of division amongst police and community. Let me read a few of y'all comments, fam, and then I'm gonna catch you out. Let's see. Leon Davis, FTP. Who was that? Fix Up Gang? Flex Up Gang. It's never gonna stop. DC Native, nice shirt. DC Native. Ironically, I got this shirt from a designer in DC. Grindstone. My homeboy Daryl. That's who sent me this shirt. This is a Grindstone shirt. Y'all make sure y'all go to Grindstone. I think it's grindstone.com or Grindstone Clothing and get you some gear. You know? And then go over to my under my details, under my video, and click on that link and get you some of that Willie D No More Talk gear. You dig? Said Lenny. What's up, Miguel? Yeah, fam, Trump is bad news, man. He's just, and I mean that literally, like, he's bad news. Every time he opens his mouth, he just creates bad news. He's always so damn negative, always attacking somebody, always on the wrong side of justice. The dude is just negative. He's just bad news. Man say Trump is a clown. Big Phil say police brutality is not going to stop. Also, fam, if you want to make sure you comment, go notice, jump in that super chat. This chat is moving pretty fast. Exactly, Wilbur. Wilbur said good people on both sides. John Frank, they are afraid of us. In fact, that is the, missed it. It's moving too fast. Decals, make sure you are right now because you are out there in them streets in your car and they might get you. Yeah, and I might get them. I just want you to know, bro, like if just in case you don't know, it's a man sitting in this seat right now. It's a man up in this car. In this SUV. It's a man. I would take no violation lying down. No violation. I'm not going to accept no violation. None. What's up, Andre? Andre, why you spell my name with a Y, man? You see, my name is on the channel. Willie. Why you put a Y on my name, man? Let me give y'all a quick little lesson here in name spelling, okay? The only time you spell, well, I would say almost any time you're gonna you spell Willie with a Y when Willie is white. If Willie is black, his name is going to be spelled Willie. Very few black men that I know named Willie is spelled with a Y. You'll find white guys whose name is spelled both ways with the Y and IE, but you'll never find a black guy. I haven't seen a black guy, period, with Willie spelled with a Y. So, you know, just a little information right there. You know, just a quick little, language arts lesson. You on the bottom line? Or if it's a whale. Yeah, if it's a whale, you know, spell it with a Y. Man, spell it, if it's a whale, spell it any kind of way. It don't matter. I see Leon Mack in the building, London, England in the house. So what's up, Leon? David Green. Says, I feel terrible for my country, for God is a just God. The trip part about it, fam, is that it don't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be all of this division and hatred. But leadership starts at the top. So if you have leaders, you have people in leadership positions, and they're hateful, they're divisive, it's going to trickle down to the bottom. And that's what you got right now. You got a whole lot of bottom feeders out here that are doing the work for the elite. You know, taking their marching orders from them and carrying out their task. And then you don't have enough people that are brave enough to stand up to them. And when you do have somebody that's brave enough to stand up to them, they try to go in so hard on that person that they scare off everybody else. They scare off people that might, join them. You know, might become an ally. You know, people, I don't want that to happen to me. So people just decide, you know what, I'm not gonna participate. You know, I'm not gonna defend that person. When they know that person is honorable, they know that person is right, but they won't stand up for that person because they're too afraid. And Hence, you know, you have the continuance of all of the wickedness that goes on in America and around the world. You know, it's too many people that are not brave enough to stand up to evil. Everybody afraid. People don't want to lose their job. Nobody wants to be, you know, called out, taken to task, you know, and that's one of the greatest ways that they get us. You know, they try to mess with your money. And then, you know, once they mess with your money, you know, people start panicking. Like, well, I don't want nobody messing with my money, you know, so I'm just going to accept it, you know. And then you let good men and women get out there and fight the fight by themselves. Now, if they come out on top, then of course you benefit, everybody benefits. But if they don't, it's like everybody loses. But we don't see that because we're looking at the direct effect. We don't see how we're affected indirectly when good people are violated, when good people are persecuted, prosecuted, misused. We don't see that. We don't get it. I can tell you right now how to identify like a soldier that's actually out in the like out in the world, like actually putting in work. That's the person that's a threat. That's the person that most often that the mainstream or the you know, the government, that's the person that they're gonna identify as an enemy. They're gonna tell you all kind of bad things about that person to try to drag that person's name and reputation, so that when they go in on that person, they can say that they're justified and nobody would care. Think I'm lying? Take a look at every enemy America's ever had in the last 70 years. Let's take a look at all of the enemies. Every enemy America had was once her friend. Now think about that. BME. What's up, BBM? All right, fam. I think that's it. I got to get back on it. What's up, Willie Davis? '16 and Holman. What's up, Suave Skins? Yeah. All right, fam. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next time, no more talk.